Right now, while you watch this, your DNA is changing, not the code itself, something deeper. The instructions telling your cells how to behave, those are shifting. Every hour of bad sleep, every skipped meal gap, every stress spike. They all push one hidden number upward. Scientists call it your epigenetic clock, and most people have no idea theirs is running too fast. But here's what the latest science, including a 2026 FDA approval, just confirmed. That clock is not on autopilot. You have levers, and today we're going to use them. Welcome to Body Science Truths. I'm your body science guide. No wellness fluff, no vague tips. Just the actual science explained so clearly you'll feel it makes sense. Today's topic, biological aging. Specifically, why two people the same age can have completely different bodies on the inside. And 3 things you can start doing this week that the research says can slow your hidden clock. Let's get into it. Here's something that should genuinely bother you. 2 people, same birthday, same number of candles, but inside their cells. Completely different stories. One person's cells behave like a 35-year-old. The other person's cells behave like they're 55. Same age, completely different biological reality. For decades, scientists treated aging like rust on a car, inevitable, just wear and tear. But a Harvard researcher named David Sinclair proposed something different. He said aging isn't rust, it's a software problem. Your DNA, the actual genetic code, is mostly intact, but the reader of that code gets corrupted. Think of a scratched CD. The music is still on the disc, but the player can't read it properly anymore, that corrupted reader. That is your epigenetic layer, and this is where everything gets interesting. Mechanism 1, the epigenetic clock. Your DNA has tiny chemical tags sitting on top of it. Scientists call them methylation markers. They work like volume knobs, turning certain genes up or down. In 2013, a scientist named Steve Horvath at UCLA discovered something remarkable. He found that the pattern of these tags, which ones are on, which are off, predicts your biological age with stunning accuracy. This is the epigenetic clock. It is now used in clinical studies as a direct measurement of how fast a body is aging. Here's the critical part. The clock does not tick at the same speed for everyone. Chronic stress speeds it up. Poor sleep speeds it up. Processed food, inactivity, inflammation all speed it up. And this is the point of today's video, the clock can also be slowed. And in specific biological conditions, new research suggests it can be partially walked back. Mechanism 2, the zombie cell factory. As your epigenetic clock speeds up, something else starts happening inside you. Some of your cells get old and damaged, but they don't die. They stop dividing, stop working, but they refuse to clear out. Scientists call these senescent cells. I call them zombie cells. They just sit there leaking toxic inflammatory signals into the tissue around them, damaging healthy neighbors, slowing down your organs. By your 60s, you can have billions of these zombie cells. Now, a 2026 preclinical study found that a class of compounds called senolytics can eliminate between 30 and 70% of them. That research is still in animal models, not human trials yet, but it tells us something important. The biology is real. Your body has a zombie cell buildup problem, and science is actively building the solution. Mechanism 3. The Rejuvenation Switch. Now here is the part that has scientists genuinely excited. Inside every cell in your body, there is a set of genes called the Yamanaka factors. Think of them as your cell's factory reset code. In 2006, Dr. Shinya Yamanaka won the Nobel Prize for discovering that these factors could reprogram any adult cell back toward a younger biological state. That was groundbreaking. But here is what happened next. In 2023, 2 separate research teams showed that delivering a subset of these factors into old mice actually reversed measurable signs of aging and extended their lifespan. Mice, not humans yet. But then, in February of 2026, the FDA cleared the first human clinical trial using cellular reprogramming. The first, ever, targeting age-related tissue damage in the eye. This is not science fiction. This is science in progress. Now pause for a second, because I need to be completely clear about what we just covered. We are not talking about immortality. We are not talking about a pill that makes you young again. What we are saying is that your biological aging process runs on measurable systems. Systems that respond to what you do every day. And the science now has 3 practical levers with real human data behind them that can influence your epigenetic clock. Here they are. Lever 1, the meal gap. When you eat, insulin rises. When insulin rises, your body is in storage mode. Repair systems go quiet. But when you create a gap between meals, insulin drops. And a repair protein called AMPK activates. I introduced AMPK in an earlier video, your body's energy traffic controller. But what you may not know is that AMPK directly influences gene expression through histone modification. That is the epigenetic layer. Research on time-restricted eating shows that a 14 to 16-hour window between your last meal and first meal affects these markers. Practical protocol: finish dinner by 7 p.m. Don't eat until 9 or 10 a.m. That is a 14 to 15-hour window. No extreme fasting required. Lever 2, move before your first meal. An August 2025 study confirmed what researchers had suspected for years. Exercise may not just slow your molecular clock, it may actually reverse it. The mechanism: physical activity reduces the inflammatory signals that accelerate epigenetic aging. It also increases mitochondrial density, more power plants per cell, processing energy more efficiently. And the effect is amplified in a fasted state. Before that first meal, your cortisol is naturally elevated. Your body is primed to mobilize energy. Movement at this point hits multiple biological systems simultaneously. Practical protocol: a 20 to 30-minute brisk walk before breakfast, 3 to 4 times per week. No gym, no equipment. This is one of the most evidence-backed levers available to you right now. Lever 3, guard your deep sleep. A 2025 study published in the journal Nature found something alarming. Insomnia, even self-reported sleep disruption, directly accelerated biological age on what is called the Grim age clock, one of the most predictive epigenetic aging markers in clinical research. Here is what happens during deep sleep. Growth hormone peaks. Cortisol drops to its daily low. Cellular repair genes activate. Your brain flushes inflammatory waste products through the glymphatic system. This is your body's nightly software maintenance cycle. Disrupt it and the epigenetic clock speeds up. Protect it, and you are literally hitting the slow button on aging. Practical protocol: same sleep time and wake time. Every day, including weekends. No screens 45 minutes before bed. Keep your room under 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Cool environments accelerate deep sleep onset. That is where the repair happens. These are not generic wellness tips. These are epigenetic levers backed by published data. Win 1. Your body has a biological clock separate from your birth year called the epigenetic clock. It can run fast or slow depending on your daily behavior. Win 2. Zombie cells, senescent cells, accumulate with age and leak damage into surrounding tissue. Science is actively developing ways to clear them. Win 3. The Yamanaka factors are your cell's reset switch. The first human clinical trial using cellular reprogramming was FDA approved in 2026. This science is real and moving fast. Win 4. A fasting window of 14 to 16 hours activates AMPK, your body's repair controller, through direct epigenetic pathways. Win 5. Exercise before your first meal and protected deep sleep are your 2 most accessible, evidence-backed levers to slow your biological clock. Starting tonight, quick and important note: everything in this video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice. The clinical research discussed, including ongoing trials, is still evolving. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider before making changes to your diet, sleep, or exercise routine. If today's video changed how you think about aging, subscribe. Every Thursday and Sunday, we break down the real science behind how your body works. And if you haven't watched our video on how your body burns fat during sleep, that one connects directly to what we covered today about your fasting window and AMPK. The link is right here. Your body is running calculations right now. Let's make sure they're running in your favor. New videos every Thursday and Sunday. See you next time.